Hey guys, welcome back to Form of Therapy. This is the Culture Study. I'm the channel's video producer and your host. You can call me PD. And today we're checking out 르세라핌's first comeback. This is Antifragile. This is coming off 5 months from their debut, Fearless, which was fantastic. It was an epic debut. And, you know, Fearless was an amazing song. I love it. The choreography, the music video, all of it. But it's really their B-sides where they shined, especially Blue Flame and The Grey Mermaid. Those are my favorites from the album. You know, that melody has been living in my head constantly over the past half year. And so I've very much been looking forward to this comeback. Now, before we actually get into this comeback, if you guys want to see our reaction for their Fearless album and for their Antifragile album, it's all out now on our Patreon. You're going to have to look for the Fearless one just because it is older, but Antifragile is out now. We posted it today along with this reaction, so we hope you guys enjoy it. Of course, we also have other content on our Patreon. We're going to actually be getting into 르세라핌 variety content next month in November with their documentary and their Lennyway series, and we also are checking out survival shows. Right now we're checking out Produce 48, which is actually Hyunjin was on, and we check out K-dramas, animes, so there's a lot more bonus content, plus it actually helps support the channel. We don't make money doing any of our YouTube videos due to the fact that they are all copyright restricted, and so unless our video has a sponsor, we're not making any money. And so if you want to help out the channel, if you want to help us keep the lights on, please consider visiting our Patreon. A lot of content, and it helps us out. Thank you guys for supporting the channel always. Let's get into the video. This is Antifragile by 르세라핌, and this is your Form of Therapy.
I'm anti-fragile. I am anti-fragile. I'm anti-fragile. I'm anti-fragile. I'm anti-fragile. Fragile, fragile, fragile. Anti-fragile, fragile, anti-fragile, anti-fragile, fragile, anti-fragile, anti-fragile. 가시밭길 위로 riding, you make me boost.
Oh, it's like a reggaeton drum pattern.
가렵지도 않아. 날들이 만나, 나도 좀 듣는 내 rival. 모두 keep going and falling, 'cause all we know I'm a jumping. Yes, give it up, 걸어보면 like a
Oh, this is like an actual reggaeton song. Wow.
더구워 gasoline on fire, 불길 속에 다시 날아 rising. 있지만 내가 뜨거운 those shoes, 무슨 말이 더 필요해? 무심한 내가 걸어온 거리, I got to ride till I die, die. 어떤 높이 가줄게, 내가 바라던 세계 제일 위에. 떨어져도 돼, I'm anti-fragile, anti-fragile.
Oh, this is an interesting music video. This music video, man, framing, not even the music video, this group, framing is such an important part of this group.
I don't know what to say, I can feel it. 뜨거운 관심을 환영, 귀여운 질투는 고해. 줄다린 인연이 no thanks, 내밀었을 나의 노래. Yeah, give me that. 걸어보 위험 like a lion, 눈빛에 거대한 desire. 또 부어가 쏠린 on fire, 불길 속에 다시 날아 rising. 있지만 내가 뜨거운 those shoes, 무슨 말이 더 필요해?
Ooh, wow, that reveal. There's a lot of choreo in this music video. Just like Fearless.
난 지금 on my way, 갖다 버려줘 너의 fairy tale. Now you know my name, I'm anti-fragile, anti-fragile. Anti-fragile, fragile, anti-fragile, anti-fragile, fragile, anti-fragile, anti-fragile. We can break it, baby, rock it, twist it, lock it, baby. All I know is you can chain me, 'cause I'm gonna break out, gonna break out, go. We can break it, baby, rock it, twist it, lock it, baby. All I know is you can chain me, 'cause I'm gonna break out, gonna break out, go. 더 높이 가줄게, 내가 바랬던 세계 제일 위에. 떨어져도 돼, I'm anti-fragile, anti-fragile. 난 지금 on my way, 갖다 버리죠 너의 fairy tale. 르세라핌.
Do you want to be forgiven? Man, they are planning out these comebacks and teasing them in each music video. Like every group under Hybe all has very different marketing, and I like what they're doing with 르세라핌. Now, in their first comeback, they're already signaling their next comeback, which is super cool. Now, this music video and this song, this is our second reggaeton song we've heard in K-pop that's really good. I feel like reggaeton or any kind of genre that isn't natively Korean can get quickly boring in Korea because you have Korean producers who are just, you don't think like reggaeton producers, and so it's more limited, and they kind of do the same thing over and over again. This one actually, they don't really go the K-pop route with it. Again, the K-pop route is mainly their top line and the way they sing the song, but the instrumental actually, they kind of treated it like, I'm not the biggest expert on Latin music. I'm definitely not. I listen to like some Latin music. I have some Latin artists on my phone. I've been getting more into Latin music within the past year as well. But beyond what I listen to, I can't say for sure like this actually sounds like real, authentic, like reggaeton type of music. And so that's up to you guys. You guys let me know. Anybody who actually knows reggaeton music, I could probably ask my roommate Dez, who's a big fan of it, after he checks this out. You guys should go check out his reaction of it, by the way. But to me, it just at least sounds different from everything else in K-pop that we've been hearing. To me, from what limited reggaeton songs I have heard, it actually sounds more closer to that. I mean, even the whistling is so catchy. And this song is such a bold move for them. It kind of stays in that space. It never does the crazy thing of like switching multiple different genres. And Hybe for 르세라핌 doesn't seem to be doing the standard K-pop production that you kind of would do for most groups. And I like that. 르세라핌 has a great sound where it generally sounds like a global sound. I mean, they straight up did reggaeton. They did reggaeton for their first comeback. That's telling you something. That's setting the stage for, okay, this is what they're going to do in the future. They're going to perform all over the world. They're going to perform in Asia, America, Latin America, everywhere. Just the fact that they did that. But I want to go ahead and check out the song again and check out the music video again because I like the song, but do I love the song? I need to listen to it. So let's go ahead and check it out again. What I also really like is that I think they're really nailing. I think they're really nailing a very, very like having a girl group with incredibly strong, overwhelming feminist overtones. And there was a huge backlash against feminism in the 90s, and feminism was kind of like it was joked about and looked down upon, and it really wasn't until like the early 2010s that like people started like changing their minds. Like there was a bigger cultural shift. It's been a long process, but Korea is just like now starting to even start that battle. And so there is like a huge kind of like anti-feminist movement in Korea from men and some women too, but like largely men. And to have a group like this, I think within the like the current setting of Korea, I think is very bold. I think it's also not backing down from like society's issues and stuff like that, and also just kind of like making it part of your sound, embracing it. I think is very powerful, and I just hope that the label protects them. But in terms of like having that message of like being fearless, of being anti-fragile, being strong, America and this is my qualm as a producer. I want to fucking fight people on it. I'm gonna tell you a true story. And this is literally when I quit ever working on music videos ever again. I wanted to do a music video that was kind of fucked up, and it was about two high schoolers finding love, but they're like, but it's really fucked up. Like it's a hard life because life is hard, and the song was like kind of depressing, and the characters just happened to both be girls, and I made them lesbians for representation, just for the music video. And then they came back to me with the notes. Okay, this is fine and all. We'll approve the treatment only if like one of the girls is being bullied for being gay. I'm like, why? And he's like, because like we can't include gay stuff, and not like, then they went into this whole like, it's not entertaining to you can't do like progressive stuff and representation without like beating people over the head with it. I was like, what? And I was like, no, I want normalcy. Like, can't we just like be a little bit more subtle with our representation? And they're like, no. And so I was like, all right, I'm out of here. Anti-Fragile, seeing both Fearless and Anti-Fragile, and honestly, just listening to the Fearless album and all of its lyrics, and I'm sure Anti-Fragile will be just as much the same. It's deep and impactful, but it's also doesn't hit you over the top with it. It's perfect. It's like the perfect type of mix of commentary, commercialism, and art. I don't know who was the brainchild behind 르세라핌. Was it Pang PD? Was it a different producer? Was it a female producer? I don't quite know the background around that. And I actually kind of want to get to know that. And hopefully, like, the docuseries will cover that. But I just really, really wanted to compliment 르세라핌 and Hybe for handling this really well, in my opinion. Jeez, that bass! Oh! Wow. Wow. Okay. Something I gotta say about 르세라핌 that I'm really digging from Hybe's standpoint. Framing is a very big part of this group's identity. We talk about music video identity. Very few groups actually have a music video identity. Day 6 has a strong music video identity. Stray Kids has probably one of the strongest music video identities. It's kind of like the language you speak in your music video. There is no kind of clear-cut definition of it. It's a mix of things. It's what is kind of like the overlapping consistency in every music video. Is it the set dressing? Is it the way you light things? Is it the way you move the camera? And I think for 르세라핌, interestingly enough, it's framing. And if you look at this shot of Chaewon right here, this is not a shot you see in many groups. Like, if you look at it, typically a lot of shots are about being centered, being straight, but the way she's playing in this frame, and they started from the side and now they're moving to the center. So we talk about how you always have to be centered, like right here. If you notice that shot of Sakura, she's centered, centered, not centered, off center. Now they're coming back to center, but they're slightly off center, so then they cut to center. I love that. The way they kind of throw you, that's their like visual trick of like trying to throw you off without making the music video feel messy. If you guys ever want to like kind of understand, like, why does this music video feel so messy? Oh, the camera's too crazy. This is too crazy. Truth of the matter is, there is no such thing. Truth of the matter is, it really comes down to your director and your editor. Like, how good of a director do you have? How good of an editor do you have? Like, you can shoot the most boring footage, and a really good director and a really good editor can salvage that. And a piss poor director and editor, you know, are gonna make it mediocre. And *SSERAFIM is nothing close to mediocre. And I just really wanted to point out that I'm really digging kind of how they framed this group so far. And by the way, can we talk about Chaewon and Hoyunjin's freaking energy in this music video? Like this. One of the languages for this video would be, it's constantly handheld. It's not to say there are no stabilizers, like there are no steady or static shots, but it's constantly just, or at least giving the handheld look, that is. This right here. This. Ooh, there was a slow little zoom in right there. That's a static shot. So we actually talk about, so notice how like it's got like this swimminess. Camera's constantly moving, constantly bouncing, right? We're about to transition into the second verse, and I think they kill the bass. So it sounds a little emptier and hollow, right? To emphasize that, now after having such a, a lot of camera movement, a lot of shakiness, suddenly completely still static shots. Still static shot. Now, you never want it to be completely still, so then they're slowly zooming in. Slowly zooming in on the entire group right there. This video is... yeah. I mean, *SSERAFIM gives off this vibe of... they feel so commercial, yet so refined, so artistic, so luxurious, classy, Like, they look like, yes, this is commercial pop music or reggaeton music, but like, it's expensive, Woo! Oh, the lighting here is incredible.
I can feel it.
Oh, wow. 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 It looks so nice here because they're being lit from the back, so it's casting a shadow on their faces, so it looks more dramatic. But then when you cut to their close-ups, they're still well lit. But the lighting of the background hasn't changed. If you notice their environment, they're still well lit, but the environment's the exact same. The cinematographer and editor did a really great job. Ooh. Love the mix of the Y2K fashion with like the VHS footage too. Oh my god! I gotta see the full choreo for this, but I love this. I love this move. I guess this is what Chaewon was doing earlier. This bent over, just I'm out of frame, but like this bent over this thing. That's cool. Woo! Oh, Sakura's buff. Oh yeah. I was like, did I see? She has muscles. Woo! Ooh, the framing is interesting. Again, that's what we talk about framing. Look at this. Look at this. framing. Every shot is a frame. Every shot is a frame. Yes, we know that. every frame is art. Every shot is a painting. Every shot is a painting. This looks fucking gorgeous. This is art. And this doesn't look inherently K-pop either. And I think what makes K-pop look K-pop is when the color grading is a little bit more otherworldly. Like this can't possibly exist in our universe. Like the way they lit the scenes here. This is the K-pop look in terms of lighting, set design, setup, all of that. Now, but then shots like shots like this. The silhouettes, but also the backlighting. This is good filmmaking, and this is more cinematic. And this is not really K-pop. Same with like shots like this. The cinematic shots of their outdoor shots, the way it's color graded, the way it's heavily color graded. Like, I think Heo Yoon-jin actually has some scenes outside here. Yeah, like even this shot of her, this walking shot of her, this is not this is a very cinematic movie-like shot. They're shooting this on a really long cinema lens. Like those are more standard shots, like shooting like up close. But like, yeah, wow, this actually even just they put like a soft sort of like. They put a soft filter on it to also give it a slightly vintage look in some of their close-up scenes.
My name is anti-fragile, 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 anti-fragile. We can break it, baby.
It's incredible.
Twist it like it, baby. All I know is you can chain me, 'cause I'm gonna break out, gonna break out. We can break it, baby. Rock it, twist it like it, baby. All I know is you can chain me, 'cause I'm gonna break out, gonna break out.
That's incredible. The way that move, Kazwa. Oh my god. All right, before we talk about this part real quick. So then with the song, I was teetering between a 7 and an 8 on the first listen. And on my second listen, it's personally a 10 out of 10 for me. I love this. And you know what? I do think it's more of a 9. But that extra 1 is that personal bias that, you know what, like, I don't know. I feel like I don't like this as much as Fearless. And yet when I listen to it, I think, you know what? I goddamn love this song. And that's the case. I do think this song is a 10 out of 10. I think Fearless just has that initial shock factor that will never ever truly wear off. There's sort of like a nostalgia to that. But if we're just judging this on its own, I think it's quite incredible. The music video, I think visually, I love this more than Fearless in terms of the music video. I think Fearless is more eye candy. But in terms of filmmaking, I'm actually a very big fan of this music video. There's a very strange blend between like a very, very cinematic sort of commercial filmmaking mixed with like K-pop filmmaking, like these shots, this shot of Chaewon right here. This is like something you would see in a commercial. The way it's shot, the way it's color graded, again, it looks completely different from a scene like this is K-pop. And so they're doing some really cool, innovative things with 르세라핌, but it's not just in their music. I feel like it's happening least in their music. You know, they're like, music is just music, right? You can make it however you want, but it's about marketing and presentation. And so I think the most interesting part about 르세라핌 is not just the fact that their music is good. I also think that their music is deep, but also how they're presenting them. They're presenting them like, honestly, like I could see these girls at like, you know, Fashion Week or something. Like, they're treating them like very big global artists, and but they're also treating them like models, and they're also treating them like fashion models, but they're also treating them like K-pop idols, but they're also treating them like artists, and they're also getting deep into their brains, and like they're doing all these crazy different things that no one has ever really done before with a K-pop group, like especially from the get-go, like this, so thoroughly thought out and planned, and in this way. And so the comeback, honestly, I'm gonna give the comeback a. I don't have any critique. I'm trying to think, like, did I have any problem with this? And honestly, no. Honestly, I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10. I think it was fantastic. I love it, and personally, I get very annoyed by reggaeton sounds in K-pop. Not because I don't like reggaeton, because I'm like, they all sound the same. Like, bring in like actual reggaeton producers then. Like, that has kind of always been my complaint. In fact, let's actually see who made Anti-Fragile in the listening party, all right? So we're going to be talking about that. We actually do that in our listening parties. But guys, thank you very much for checking out my reaction review to 르세라핌's Anti-Fragile. So with their first comeback, I mean, I can already tell I'm going to love this group. I mean, I already love Chaewon and Hoyunjin and Sakura through watching Produce 48 already, but I actually got into the rest of the group when I was watching Hybe Game Caterers on our Patreon, and I think this group is going to be fantastic. I'm still going to wait until their second comeback. I wait for 3 promotional titles to really kind of become a fan of somebody, just to kind of like have as much like an objective, clear view of like their career and the marketing and all that stuff. But I can already tell like this is going to be high quality, and the fact that they went this hard on the first comeback, they're going to go even harder on the second. You know, lucky number 3. Everyone knows it's going to be huge. But Anti-Fragile, 10 out of 10 for me. But I want to pass the question off to you guys. What do you guys think? Any reggaeton fans in the audience, what do you guys think about the sound of this? Like, about this sounding pure reggaeton or closer to pure reggaeton? Again, I'm not an expert. Than it does K-pop. I'd love to know your thoughts. I'd also like to ask you guys, please, if you want to check out more 르세라핌 content, please, if you don't mind, join our Patreon. We just did a listening party for 르세라핌's Anti-Fragile EP. It's out on our Patreon right now. You don't have to wait. Sign up and join right now. We also reacted to Fearless. As I mentioned, we actually also checked out Hybe Game Caterers. So if you're a fan of any other Hybe artists, you could check out that episode. We're checking out YG Game Caterers actually this week. So if you want to check all that out, join our Patreon. Of course, you don't have to support us monetarily, although we do check out a lot of survival shows, K-dramas, and variety content. So there's something for everyone. But if not for you, go ahead and check out our videos up here. Leave a comment down below. Go ahead and subscribe over here. Hit that notification bell to be notified when we upload a new video. And everyone, make sure you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, guys.